Welcome, Shadowcat Nation. First edition of Shadowcats on deck. This is where you're going to get all your information about the team, what's going on, everything that's going on in Sherman with the Shadowcats. Okay, the first guest ever on the show is obviously going to be team owner Tim Woodland. Where you at, Tim? I know you're coming in here. Where you at? There he is. He's coming
What's
in
up,
live.
John?
There he is. My boy Tim. How you doing, man?
I'm doing good. Beautiful day here in Texas. I'm enjoying the weather.
Look, we only get about 7 of these days, so we got to take them when we can get them.
Isn't that the truth?
All right, so before we get too far in here, let's jump right in here.
Yep.
Sponsors, our partners, they make the world go round, and I want to give a huge shout out. The people that stepped up to the plate, no pun intended, they were first at bat. First Texas National Bank of Sherman. Man, William Bain, you're the man. You stepped up, you made it happen. We appreciate you. We appreciate all of our partners, but they were the first one into the batter's box that made it happen for us. And future podcasts, we're going to announce all of our sponsors, all of our partners, all those things. But First Texas National Bank, number one in our hearts and our souls. You need a checking, savings, any of those kind of things, go see them. William will take care of you, okay? Right? Am I right, Tim? He'll take care of you?
He definitely took care of me. And look, man, we can't do it without him. And to your point, being able just to take a leap of faith and trust in the process. And I'm really happy that he took that leap with us.
And look, we got many more of those coming, right? We'll plug all of them. But again, when you're the first person in, you get the first plug. So, William, kudos to you and, the staff over at First Texas National Bank. All right, so, man, let's dive right in, Tim. So Tim's the owner of the Sherman Shadowcats. Give us a little bit of background, Tim, about you and baseball and how'd you end up here?
John, it's a good question. Baseball is one of those games that teaches a lot of life lessons along the way, and it definitely taught me a lot of things. And growing up, knowing what a team was all about, the passion that we bring to the actual game, the competitive nature of the game of baseball, the mental aspect of the game of baseball. It was all things that just resonated with me when I was young. I took it very seriously, for better or for worse. But it was just something that I just really attached to, and I was able to use those experiences to progress in business. I've done a number of different executive jobs in my career, and it's a testament of my ability to take those life lessons I learned in baseball and apply them into what I'm doing now. And, as you know, John, you and I both, we coached select baseball. We built teams. It was a passion of ours. And when our kids grew up, it just felt like there's a gap missing, right? There's just something you just want to give back to the community, something you can just give back to others that hopefully can use it like I did. And in this Mid-America Sherman Shadowcats team opportunity came about, and just felt like the right time, the right move for me.
Man, you're gonna make me cry. I couldn't have said it better myself, man. I'm just telling you, for any baseball lover out there, they can take that and go, whether they're in the position or not in the position, they go, man, I wish I would have done what Tim did. So I totally get that. I'm a baseball lover. So, man, the passion runs deep. And so, little background, me and Tim do know each other. I've known Tim a long time, and the passion does run deep. So I am ultra excited for Shadowcat Nation. Y'all have no idea what's in store for y'all. I cannot wait for Sherman, the surrounding areas, all those things. I will be at opening day. We'll talk about it. We're going to be at some different things. We're going to do some podcasts throughout this whole season. We're going to do some live stuff. This is going to be an exciting season. Number one, continuing on to 2, 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 12, 15. So I'm really excited about it. You couldn't have said it better, Tim. Speaking of Sherman, tell me why Sherman?
Ooh, good question. Obviously we both live in the Houston area, so thinking about north of Dallas seemed like a long leap in terms of location for a sports team like this. But when you went around the southern part of Texas, and then you went up to the northern part of Texas, there was just something missing in that market. What was interesting to me is that everybody that I've spoke to when I went to Sherman was an avid sports fan, number one, but number two, huge baseball fans, and just the love of the game and the loyalty that I saw that they had behind those teams felt like this would be a great place to start from ground zero and build a baseball team that hopefully the area, not only just Sherman, but the surrounding area will just embrace it. And I'm seeing that. I mean, it's an incredible amount of support that we've seen, and I'm super excited to be here.
Dude, I don't blame you. And look, I know the excitement's there. And look, I'll plug another program real fast. There's a football club coming in. I think it's Texoma Football Club. Kudos to the soccer world. But somebody out there was giving away tickets and asked, "Hey, do you want football club, Shadowcats?" The responses were overwhelmingly Shadowcats. One person I saw said, "Give me the soccer tickets," and you know who it was? He was a Shadowcats season ticket holder already. So I think the buzz is out there, man. I know it is. I know it is. So tell us the reason why I know the buzz is out there. I've seen the social media, right? They're on Instagram, folks, Facebook, TikTok. They're everywhere. If you're not on there, you got to get into it. That way you can follow them. You can find out when we're going to be doing these podcasts and give you the up-to-date stuff. And look, as this thing progresses, we're going to start talking about the games, the team, the league. But right now, we're a little premature for that. The league hadn't started yet. I think opening day, let me check my thing, is May 23rd will be opening day. Okay, so that's when everything kicks off. Until then, we're going to be doing upgrades on the field, which we're going to get to in here in a second. Upgrades on the league, the team, who's who, all those kind of things. We're going to be interviewing staff. We're going to be interviewing coaches, players, all those kind of things. So make sure that you either bookmark this or hit us up live whenever this goes out, so that way you're getting all the information that you need. So first, Sherman Shadowcats, they're part of the Mid-American League. Tell the audience out there, what is the Mid-American League?
Yeah, the Mid America team is what you would consider a development collegiate summer baseball program. It is the ability to recruit Division I, Division II, Division III players to our teams that are looking for the opportunity to get to the next level, whether that's within their own collegiate programs that they're a part of,
Yep.
keep their skills sharpened, but also the opportunity for some to look for the next level, whether that's the minor league system, affiliated minor league system, or the show itself. And we want to be able to provide a market for those players where they can come and actually do that here in Sherman, Texas.
Man, and look, let me tell you, this is something that the baseball world needs. So anybody that's not familiar with how real baseball works, right? You have little league, you have all this youth stuff going on, you have high school, which is great, you have college, and then you have this ginormous gap, and then you have professional baseball. Okay. And there is a huge gap between those things. And if most of you don't understand that, we don't see a lot of 18, 19, 20-year-old professional baseball players. Most of them are 23, 24, 25, 26, 28, 29 even, cracking the major leagues, because they have to go somewhere to get refined. That's how hard the game of baseball is. So there's a big platform for this kind of baseball on the East Coast, not so much on the West Coast. In the middle, especially with as much baseball we play in Texas, this is a much needed avenue, a much needed. Matter of fact, it was mentioned in Texas Monthly. That's a huge illustration, or not illustration, publication, showing you that it's needed. And they talked about the Mid-America League, Sherman Shadowcats. So this is going to be something that's really exciting, very personal baseball. That's a lot of fun. I'm telling you, there's nothing more fun than this type of baseball for the residents and the people that are there, right? I mean, you've been to some minor league games, right?
Yeah, and look at the intimate feel that I hope that our audience will get, being able to be up and close and personal with our players. I think I remember, when I was a child going, look, it wasn't minor league baseball, but if I went to a collegiate baseball game, I mean, that was the most exciting time I've ever had. Now, as you kind of look at the landscape, it's so expensive
It
to go
is.
to an actual game. Even in the minor league system, it's becoming more expensive.
Yeah.
Being able to provide this entertainment venue for our fans, as well as give an opportunity to players, I think just hits that gap that you were talking about. It fills a gap that I think is much needed. And because the last thing we want to do is not allow the kids and the families to have a place to go and watch a baseball game. I mean, hell, going to
100%.
a Texas Rangers game, we love them to death, but I mean, it costs a lot of money to actually go to one of those things, let alone the amount of time it takes to get to the game.
Yeah. Hey, exactly. 100%. So look, I'm going to bring up something. I'm going to show y'all something. We're going to share a screen here and show y'all kind of what the Mid America League looks like. So here we are, man. We got Abilene, Fort Smith, Joplin, Missouri, Piney Woods, which is in White Oak, Sherman, and Texarkana Rhinos. Okay, that's new. They just released that mascot there. That's awesome. So you kind of
That's
see
pretty
how
cool.
this layout is. Dude, I love the feel of this thing, man.
It's pretty
So
nice.
this is so for the for lack of better terms, minor leagueish, man. And I love the character. I love the biting of the bat, the biting of the ball, the Marshalls, the Rhinos. I love this, and just kind of shows you the geographical area that these players are going to be, approaching and going against. And this is a league again that is very new. That's going to obviously expand as things go on, and everything will change 100%. Is that right, Tim? I mean, we're talking expansion in the long term, right?
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, look, this is a league that's starting from ground zero. This is a team. All these teams are starting from ground zero. Some of them have a little bit more runway than others, but we're rapidly getting up to speed. We're looking forward to our first game in May. But yeah, look, it's a lot of room to improve. Obviously, it is a startup. It is from ground zero. We're going to learn from our mistakes, and we're going to be dedicated to fixing those over time, whether it's my team or the rest of the teams in the league or the league itself. And to your point about expansion, look, I think this mid market, mid America gap that we're trying to fill, I think is going to expand. And look, I think there's aspirations to get the 8 to 12 teams in the next couple of years. Um, who knows? Maybe it goes up to 15 or 20 in 3 or 4 years, and that would be a wonderful thing, not only for the league and for our team, but for the people, right? Having a place to go that's affordable,
Yeah,
and
the audience, man. That's
provide
what
good
it's about.
baseball. Yeah,
Hey, the audience what pays the bills, man. Let's be honest with you. The people that we're talking to right now, you out there right now, you're the person we're talking to. You're the one we're trying to
that's
get
it.
hooked on this whole thing, right? I mean, this is
Hey,
what it is.
John, you bring up a good point because we're coming from it. You and I bounce a lot of ideas off of you, obviously, and we're coming from it from a fan's perspective. Like, what do we like? What do we enjoy? When we're out there, what's fun? What's entertainment? What's the right price point? Like, what if we were to take our families, what would we spend? And that's what we try to fit this into.
Hey, again, Tim, man, you're hitting all the nails on the head, buddy. I couldn't say it better. So for me, baseball is, and I think a lot of people can. I think a lot of the audience can do this, right? It's your pastime. It's your childhood,
Yeah.
and you get to grab a piece of that and pass it down to your kid, and you get to do that in an environment that's very personal with elite baseball. You're talking about the up and comers. Here's what's cool about this. You might be able to see the next Garcia and not know it.
It's a
You'll
good
see
point.
him like he was somebody that no one else was, and then 10 years from now, you and your kid will sit there and go, "Hey, you remember when he was a Shadowcat? You remember when we saw him play in Joplin, Texarkana, all these different places?" You're like, that's the piece that's going to be really special about this whole thing. I mean, it really is.
I couldn't agree more. I mean, it's I'm just super excited thinking about it. But look, it is a little overwhelming too. At the same time, like, we're starting from scratch and getting a lot of help from the community, which has been really helpful. You mentioned FC Texoma a minute ago, and look, they've been wonderful partners too. John,
Really,
yeah, they've been really forthcoming, helpful, and look, I want to make sure that we do this thing together. We grow together because I think the city of Sherman and the surrounding areas, I think, deserve it. And there's a place for everybody as it relates to what we're both trying to do here in Sherman.
that whole area up there is blossoming and growing. I mean, much faster than the normal pace of America. So
Oh,
yeah,
I think so.
I'm with
Yeah,
you. I think that it's needed. I think it's wanted more than need. It's wanted,
yeah,
and the people are going to thrive around it. I really think that.
yeah,
So
for
let's
sure.
get into a little nitty gritty stuff, right? Okay. So
Yeah.
opening day, May 23rd. Let's pop up the ticket thing. We got a ticket thing somewhere. Let's get that up here.
Okay.
So single game tickets just went on sale. So if you're not a season ticket holder, which those are still on sale too, you can grab season tickets right now. But if you're not a season ticket holder right now, you can get single game tickets. They're on sale right now for any of the games. Understand though, the only caveat is if that you buy tickets to a concert game, that means immediately after the game, there's going to be a live concert. There will be a $5 surcharge added to these ticket prices. That's a very small price to pay. Tim, tell me some of the acts that are coming.
I don't want to spoil it, but we got we do
Don't
we
tell them.
do.
Don't tell them.
I'm
Don't
not
tell
going
them.
to tell them
I'm going to
quite
tell you
yet,
right
but we
now.
have locked down two of the five dates that we have. But we're super excited.
You should
John,
be.
well,
These
look,
are
you and
huge.
I
I know who
personally,
they are, so I'm just telling you, they're huge. Go the concert date.
yeah,
$5 is. I wasted $5 on way worse. Way
yeah,
worse. These are where you want to be. I'm just telling you.
yeah. Look, man, it's going to be fun, and look, again, I'm going to reiterate, we may not get everything right out of the gate, but we will definitely work very hard to make sure everything runs very smoothly, and we're just looking
100%.
to have a
100%.
really good time.
Dude, Tim in the Sherman Shadowcats got all these different promotions going on. But in order to get all the details, hit up the social media, go to their website. But I mean, they got 2 for 2. I'm gonna totally botch this, so nobody take this for granted. They got Thirsty Thursdays. Is that right? Did I say it?
All drinks, sodas and alcoholic drinks.
They got margarita. Look, go to the website. They got promotions for every day that's going on. It is so. It's gonna be. I'm telling you, beyond just great baseball, it's going to be a great family atmosphere. It's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be the time that you want to have at baseball without dealing with all. Oh, there we go. Thirsty Thursdays, Firework Fridays, summer concerts, family fun day, 2 for Tuesday, and Margarita Wednesdays. Dude, that's where you want to be. I'm telling you, get in, get early. If you haven't got season tickets, get them while they're hot. If not, go to the single games. I'm telling you, this is going to be the place to be. This is going to be the buzz. So while we're talking about buzz, let's talk about the field. We're playing at Veterans Field,
We are playing at Veterans Field.
and you're doing a huge amount of upgrades at this place.
Yeah, you look, when we started off thinking about what we were going to do at the field, we had an expectation of what we would want to spend. But obviously, John, you know us. We get in here, we start looking around, we see opportunities, and again, we keep challenging ourselves. Like, what do we want? What would we enjoy? And look, I'm putting more in so that people can get more out, and that's been the mo that we've been following. Construction is in full swing. We've got a ton of work happening right now. If you guys were to drive by the field, you would see all the machinery working. We got the nets going. We got the dirt work happening for the picnic areas and for where the bleachers are gonna go. We've got our new field box suites out in right field that are being set up. They're out there right now. You can see them in the picture in the far distance.
Well,
Um,
I'm gonna interrupt real fast because
yeah, sure.
I want the audience to really capture this. So you're looking at a picture of the field currently as is. Around that backstop is going to be a full thing of regular stadium seating. Some of those season ticket areas are going to have the regular seat with the back on it. Down that right field line and the far left field line, there's going to be a picnic area. One thing I really want to point out: if you look at that right field area, you see those white box. Okay, to the left now, you see the brown tops. Those are the right field box suites, and those are some of the coolest things I've ever seen at a semi-pro minor league team, however you want to call it, whatever you got going on. This is legit. This is a separator amongst, that, hey, boys versus men. This is men's stuff right here. Right now, go ahead and tell us about the suites. That's what I wanted to separate. These suites are, I'm telling you, I'm gonna be on top of somebody's eventually. I'm gonna have to get some friends, get in there, because I'm gonna have to finagle my way, but I'm gonna be on top of the suite doing a podcast during the game. Tim, tell us about them.
Yeah, look, it's a fun way to experience the game here at Veterans Field. It's a different experience, like you pointed out. There's going to be a TV inside to stream other games like the Rangers in the box while we're playing. We're going to have a refrigerator to have all of our refreshments cooled personally right there in the box, so you don't have to go all the way around to the beer garden. And you'll have this tremendous view from the top of the box, which is just absolutely spectacular. So you'll go up a set of stairs, and you'll be on top of the box.
Top of this thing?
You can get on top of it, yeah.
You can get on top of that box.
You can get on top of that box.
And watch the game from up top.
Yes, you can. And the other thing, John, that we did is that if you didn't want to go on top, we've cut down the right field fence so that you can from the roll-up doors actually peer over the fence and watch the action. Now, with that being said,
there's the cut fence. Y'all see that?
You see the cut fence. Yeah, exactly. And
holy smokes.
So tons of action. We hope. It will be a hitter's park. We do hope to elevate the fences upward as we gain more sponsorships, from the surrounding areas. By elevating that fence, putting those sponsorships up, that'll make the field appear to be, bigger than what it is.
All right. Well, hey, now it's time for my second favorite area. Well, maybe my first. I don't know. I'm juggling back and forth. Tell me what that white building is, Tim. Tell the audience what this white building is.
Well, that white building used to be a batting cage for the field. John, I don't know if you know this or not, but that actual field, Veterans Field, and we've heard it from a number of people, used to be the high school field for Sherman Bearcats. That's where they played their high school ball at. Recently, they built their own new field, and so they no longer play there. That allows us the opportunity to play and renovate this place. But this batting cage is actually going to be converted into a beer garden. So it'll be another way to experience the game. There are roll-up windows.
I want to make sure I heard you. It's going to be converted into a what?
Beer garden.
A beer garden.
A beer garden.
So that's going to be a giant bar?
Well, I like to say it'll be a different experience, John. It'll be a place where people can enjoy a refreshment and peer out the windows of the beer garden to enjoy the game up and close.
Dude, you're thinking of everything. I'm telling you, that's incredible. That's and look, I know that it's not going to be something that's crazy sloppy. It's going to be very family friendly, and it's going to be very high standard. That's, again, you're taking it to the next level. That's a next level addition to a minor league stadium that most people don't get. That's going to be so freaking cool. Right. And remind me now, because I know that you told me, but you haven't told everybody else. These doors are half doors.
Yeah, they're half doors, and they'll roll up, and there will be bar seating that faces out the window onto the field, and you can enjoy your refreshment. You can turn around, and on the back end of the bar, or the beer garden in this case, there'll be TV streaming the same games that'll be streaming in the field suites.
Folks, I'm just telling you, if you're not excited, I don't know what's wrong with you. I mean, this is what we're looking for, right? Hey, you've asked for it. Woodland's delivering. Sherman Shadowcats, they're putting on the show. This is it. Oh my God. Hey, look,
Um,
I'm just telling you, I'm so excited for May 23rd. Y'all have no idea.
no, look, this is fun, man. This is the fun part, and we just hope the people that experience our game have a real good time, and we solicit the feedback. Again, I can't stress it enough. This is from ground zero, so this is my first time owning something like this. There will be bumps in the road, no different than probably the bumps that we're going to have on the streams on the street.
100%. Hey, 1,000%. Here's the thing about bumps, right? Bumps aren't nothing if you make them smooth down the road. That's
Yeah.
all it is. A bump's a
Yep.
bump, man. So, and I think that I think the direction that you're going is what the community's going to want. And I think the community's already seen that. As a matter of fact, you've already been out in the community, right? This past weekend, Easter weekend, you were out in the community. What were you doing out in the community?
Yeah, no, look, we had two events going on simultaneously. We were at 903 Brewery doing an event, and then we were at Harley Davidson Texoma doing another event. And let me tell you a little bit about both of them. 903 was a great experience. The crowds that we seen and the amount of interest that we received was tremendous. We had a young player from the team actually out there. We're not disclosing names, but he was definitely out there greeting, telling people about the league, and it was a great experience. It was fun. They had live music, and it was a great experience at Harley Davidson. If you've never been to a Harley Davidson event, you've got to go by one. They had these motorcycle stunt drivers in a very confined space doing these tricks that I can't even fathom. I mean, if I was in the crowd and they were coming that fast with a bike, I probably would flinch. But they controlled those bikes so well, and it was really fun to experience that as well. And they embraced us. Again, in both events, we're trying to get the word out. We're trying to get people excited about the season coming up, and like I said, the experience was phenomenal.
Yes, and it's funny that you say 903 brewers because I'm drinking a 903. Got a little Dustin Perkins going on, And look, I would love to have some of these every show. I mean, the podcast is looking for an official beer of the Sherman Shadowcats, and if you want to contact Mr. Woodland, I would love to have some of these on every show. Right there, the 903 is kicking. Right, we would love to have them on all the time. Matter of fact, I would love to actually have the brewmasters on if that could be made possible in the future, Tim. I think that'd be kind of cool. I've always enjoyed cold beer and baseball.
Yeah, well, we'll see how that develops, and look, we're again trying to connect with the right people and bring the right products to the field that people want to have, and we're hopeful that we can create a Shadowcat brand. And the other part of that is creating partnerships that give back to the community, which is
Yes.
another important thing that I want to stress and that we're working on to ensure that some proceeds for some of the things that we're doing go back to the charities around Sherman. We want to give back to the community, and again, that's the reason why we're here. Not only for something that's fun, but we also want to be able to give back as well.
So, in closing, right for you, in closing, can we expect the Shadowcats to compete for a championship this year?
Is that a question? I mean, come on.
It is. Hey, tell the
Of course
audience.
you're going to
Can we
compete.
expect it?
Of course you can expect it. I mean, we have one
You're
of
a
the best.
competitive guy, right?
We got one of the best head coaches on in the league. At least I
Who
believe
is the
that.
head coach? I'm glad you said that. Who's the head coach?
His name's Sean Counts, and he's the Austin College head baseball coach now. The Ruse. This is his first full season actually coaching the team. I think he took over halfway through the season last year. But well respected in the community. Everybody likes him. And I've told you this before. He's just a good guy. Just somebody you would want to hang out with. And That's the kind of person I want, helping our kids develop. And I'm pretty excited to have him on the team. And look, we have other coaches that we hope to announce that will bring some excitement to the team as well. But we'll hold those off until the next podcast.
And let me tell you, I'm going to hold you to it. I need to get Sean on the. Everybody was going to want to hear from that guy. Come on, he's the head coach. I got to get him on here. I got to grill him, test that baseball knowledge, make sure he knows there's 109 stitches on a baseball,
Of course.
90 feet between bases, all those kind of stupid things.
Well, look, this podcast is exactly for that, right? It's to inform the community, but bring on all kinds of people, right? I mean, we're going to bring on our head coach, our president. We're going to bring on other members of the league, the team. We're going to bring some of our sponsors on so they can talk about baseball. Hey, look, this is what this is for. We want to get the word out, and we want it to be fun, and we want it to be exciting, not only on the field, but right here on this podcast. We want it to be fun.
Hey, look, man, Tim couldn't have said it any better. That's exactly what we're wanting out of this. Folks, we're wanting you to be involved. We want you to know. We're wanting you, if you miss a game, we want to get you the information. That's the future of this thing is that we want to transfer knowledge to y'all, right? Anything we got going on with until opening day, we're going to try to get out here. We're going to want you to know about it. We're going to want to give you as much information and be ready for the season and what's going on. And once the season starts, it's going to be all about stats, what happened, the games, the players, the interviews, and all that stuff's going to, just like Tim said way earlier in this whole thing, is that we're going to transition and mold, right, as this thing continues forward. And man, I hope that y'all stick with us, and I hope that we gave y'all some information that you like today. If you have any questions, concerns, points of interest, make sure that you go to our social media. It's going to be Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. The website is, Tim, what's the website?
Shadowcatsbaseball.com.
Shadowcatsbaseball.com. You can go there, see all the information. You can buy merchandise, right? The black and gold, power at the black and gold. You can go in there, get all your stuff, get pre-gamed, do all those things. And if you have a question, concern, any of those things, make sure you reach out. We'll try to get it answered either right back to you or on this podcast. All right. Again, we're here for you. Go Shadowcats. Tim, I appreciate your time. Thank you for it. I'm John Eccles. That's Tim Woodland. Shadowcats, we out.